Hey there, how you doing? My name's Darren. I'm going to give my first ever video on YouTube of NFL picks for week 11. I've been playing the fantasy football for years. I've been playing betting. I've been playing pro line, and I do pretty well. So I figured I'd give YouTube a shot, see if I can help some people out. Thursday's game, Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. Both teams lost huge last weekend. The Colts to the Rams, and they took a shellacking. Nobody expected that. The Titans, they lost to an 0-8 team, who aren't as bad as they look on paper. I actually picked the Jags to beat the Titans last weekend. Honestly, though, I didn't pick the Colts to lose to the Rams, though. That even surprised me. However, I'm taking the Colts to bounce back after that shellacking they took last weekend. Moving on to Sunday, the Jets at the Bills. Buffalo's been able to keep pace with most teams in the NFL this year. However, they're having really big quarterback issues, as are most teams in the NFL this year. I'm taking the Jets to win this one in Buffalo. Baltimore, Chicago. Chicago has a pretty good defense, whereas Baltimore's without Ray Lewis isn't so hot. I actually see Jay Cutler pulling this one out by at least 2 touchdowns. Cutler is a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. He's no Montana. He's no Drew Brees. He's no Brady. But he is a good quarterback. Take Chicago at home. Cleveland, Cincinnati. The Browns have been surprisingly good this season, whereas so have the Bengals. But the Bengals were expected to be good, whereas the Browns were not. Only reason I'm giving Cincy this game is because it's at home. Otherwise, I'd go with the Browns. Oakland, Houston. What can you say about Houston? They stink. They're nowhere near as good as they looked on paper at the beginning of the season. Andre Johnson finally starting to make some big catches. Finally. Yeah, I get it. He's old. He's starting to hurt. He's starting to ache. But still, you got to make clutch catches in this league. And Andre Johnson just hasn't done that this year. However, I'm taking Oakland to win this game. I know people are going to be shocked, but I think Terrell Pryor has what it takes to beat Houston in Houston. Arizona, Jacksonville. Jacksonville pulled off the upset of the year last weekend. However, I don't think they're going to do it again against the Cardinals. I'm sorry, but I don't. The Cardinals got too good a defense. I mean, we're talking about the Cardinals' defense here. Anyway, I'm taking Arizona in that game. Washington, Philadelphia. RG3 has been spotty. 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad, 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad. He had a good game last week, had a lousy game the week before. This game is going to be solely dependent on which RG3 shows up. Now, on the other hand, Philly with Nick Foles has been on fire. The man has had at least 145 passer rating the last 2 weeks running. Come on, really? Why did Philly not pick up on this at the beginning of the season and bench Vic, who's washed up in my opinion? Philly by 7. Detroit, Pittsburgh, no-brainer. Ben Roethlisberger is damaged goods. He's no good to anybody anymore. All he's doing is hurting his team. The guy needs to retire, and they need to find a better quarterback. Whereas Detroit, Matthew Stafford and Megatron, how do you stop them? You can't. And now they found 2 or 3 new weapons to throw at you in case you double cover Calvin, who, as we all know, you can double, triple, even quadruple cover Calvin Johnson. He's still going to find a way to catch the damn ball. Detroit over Pittsburgh by a lot. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. I know. You're sitting there thinking, who cares? Neither one of these teams is any good whatsoever. But I honestly see the Falcons winning this game. Matt Ryan's starting to come around. He's starting to look like the quarterback of old. He still has his faults. He still makes mistakes. But he's starting to look better. I'm taking the Falcons in this game. San Diego, Miami. Let me think about this. We have a downward spiral team against the second best offense in the NFL. I'm sorry, Miami. Phillip Rivers is going to walk all over you. San Fran, New Orleans. This is the joke, to me, of the season. San Fran gave up Alex Smith to go with Colin Kaepernick, who has looked like crap all season long. They were blowing out teams. Their defense was stopping teams every which way you could possibly turn last year. This year, they're winning games by a point or 2? No, not happening. Drew Brees, the Saints offense, just too much for the 49ers. Good night. Have a nice flight back to San Francisco. Saints by a ton. Green Bay and the Giants. Here's a team that has a quarterback that without the quarterback, the team went from a Super Bowl contender to a maybe make a wild card berth. Without Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers are nowhere near as good. I'm giving this one to Eli Manning at home. Manning is starting to play better, but I don't think Green Bay has the offense to go toe-to-toe with Eli. So I'm taking Eli and the Giants by 3. Maybe a last 2-minute field goal, maybe into overtime field goal, but the Giants are going to win this one. Minnesota, Seattle. Really? This is a no-brainer. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. I don't know, maybe a touchdown, maybe 10 points. The game of the week, probably the game of the year. The Kansas City Chiefs in Denver to take on the Broncos. The number 1 offense going against the number 1 defense. I think this game is going to show a lot of people how good Kansas City really isn't. Yes, I said isn't. That wasn't a stutter. Kansas City hasn't faced anybody that's any good this year. We will soon see how good they really are. In the last part of the season, they play Denver twice. They play the Chargers twice. They throw in Indianapolis and New England and Washington. I'm sorry, folks, but they're not going to stay undefeated. And this weekend is going to be their first loss. Denver by 20. Monday night's game, New England, Carolina. Carolina's got a decent team, but I don't think they can go shot for shot with Tom Brady, especially now that he's got some of his weapons back, that being the big one, Gronk. Gronk is back, and Gronk is back in form. Look for Gronk to get at least 2, maybe 3 TDs in this game. New England by 2 TDs. That's me for the week. I hope I helped you out. hopefully see you next weekend.